Hello guys, welcome to a new video, and in today's video I'll be showing you my, in quotes, game engine. Now, it's a very simple Python script, with just some classes, but I think it's pretty cool and I think it's deserving of sharing with you guys today. I'll be showing you how it works, and so you guys can hopefully learn how to make your own. Okay, first of all, I have two terminals here to help me, go between each two, because I will be importing a homemade Python file. So first things first, let's go over here for the right one, and let's navigate to my actual game itself. So if I just list, so I got you can see here, we got the game.py, we got the cache, which I was using before, and we got the actual game itself. So this is the engine that I made, and I'm importing it into a game I'm actually using. I'll show you guys how that looks like in a minute. So first, I'm going to go into my engine, just like this. You can see here, we have some classes, we have some dunder methods, we have some simple, obviously initialize and everything. We have a couple of functions down here, as well as in the classes. But I'm explaining by step how this works. Now, some of you guys already know a little bit of Python, but this is just for fun. So let's start up here with the user class. So I'm obviously initializing the class. Then obviously have self, and then I have name, and then I'm obviously defining that I'm defining that it's a string, just so it helps me a little bit. And same as damage, health in here. These are all arguments for this function here. So I got arguments, name, damage, health, with obviously integers right here. And this class is returning none right here. So I'm just defining the variables using the arguments. So these arguments are equal to these variables right here. See, name right here, this name is equal to this name right here. Oh shoot. This name is equal to this name right here. And it's going to be a string, as you can see right here. Same with damage. This is also an integer though. Same with your health, integer. And if you see it, I have no return statement anywhere. For example, like down here, down here, return. So I would obviously return something like that. But up here, no return. So I'm returning nothing up here. It's just for fun, just for better to look at. Because Python's supposed to be like readable. It's kind of the whole point. So then we have a dunder method, which I'm pretty new to. I learned like maybe a week and a half ago. Because where's my game? I'll show you guys later why I added this. But when I was calling upon this object, I didn't want it to tell me where the object was. Instead, I wanted it to tell me the name. So if I said if I just printed user right here, or I'd print the if I printed the instance of the class, let's say John. The username would be John. If I printed John, it would give me the object location, but instead I wanted the object's name to be returned. So you can see that here's dunder method. This video is not explaining dunder methods fully, but if you want to look that up, look it up on Google or watch the good videos. Okay, so this is user. So user is pretty simple. So after demonstrating that, so user is pretty simple. Just a couple of arguments, name, or few arguments, name, damage, health. Obviously some pretty simple ones. We got them equal to each other here, defining the variable, the dunder method, and then same with the enemy. The enemy is the exact same as the user, except the name's a little bit different here. So you can have name, damage, health, all string, integer, again returning none here. So obviously these variables are equal to the arguments right here. And again, another dunder method just to define the name when I call upon the object. And here is, I did not make a class. So let's say I made a character and I also made an enemy. Let's say I made a bat. Let's say I made an enemy called Bat and a user called John. If I wanted John to fight Bat, here is the function to do that. So let's see what this is doing here. So obviously this is returning an integer. So if I call upon this, it's going to return the string, and then also an integer. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, you see my mistake here, guys. You see how I return a string, not an integer. That is my mistake here. So you see, I have this going here, and I am working with integers in this if statement right here, but I'm actually returning a string. So up here, I should be returning a string, sorry. Okay, and then up here as well. Okay. Yeah, again, same with this one. See, I'm returning the self.name with the enemy class. So I'm returning, which is a string. So I am returning a string right here. Okay, so with this one, returning a string, and let's see what this look does. So let's look at what this does. Okay, first, user.damage. Let's see what this is. So user.damage, up here, damage equal damage. So this equals this argument, which is an integer. So if, let's say I was making an instance of the class, I would want to add a number, obviously an integer, not a string. So I would add an integer right here, and this would be that integer right here. So so it's the user's damage divided by the enemy's health. The enemy's health is right here. Argument, which is also an integer. You can see we're dividing that by damage and enemy's health. So what this is doing is basically saying what's the number it takes. So I'm doing health, actually. So it's health divided by, or damage divided by health, sorry. So I'm saying how many hits does it take to equal that number of health, like 1 or 1.2 or 1.25, something like that. And then I'm saying, is this greater than or less than? So let's say, so like a classic 2D dungeon game, let's say I want my character to hit another character. And then that character hits me, and we go back and forth, no real strategy involved. And this is what this is doing here. So it's saying whoever can kill each other in the least amount of hits wins. So you can see this returns how many hits it takes to fully equal this health to 0. So health divided by damage equals a number, which takes how many hits to kill him. Same with this one. So enemy's damage divided by user's health. This is backwards now. So we're saying, did the user do more hits, or did the enemy do more hits to kill us? And this is an if statement. I have 3 of them right here. I'll explain them as well. So this one is saying, if the user did more hits, I return user wins. Obviously, again, this is why I have to have the dunder method here. See, if I did not have this dunder method right here, its default would go to the object, the object location. So it would return 0.0016 at memory address, blah, 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 wins. And to a user, that is, no one knows what that means. I have an idea what that means. Can't fully comprehend it though yet. So no one wants to see that. So instead, when it calls upon the user, it doesn't look at the object or location. It looks at the string variable right here. Now there's also one called, I think it's represent, or REPR here, but that's for like more developers. So the string is the first method, and if it doesn't have a string, then it goes representative, but that's for another video. Anyway, so instead of calling about the object location, it calls upon the string method. And then you can make this do anything. You don't have to return the name. You could return hello. You could return a number. You could return a function. You can do anything you want. So you got the string right here. So when I call upon the user, it doesn't tell me the object location, blah, blah, blah. It tells me self.name, which is equal to the string right here that the user inputs right here. Well, it doesn't user input, the programmer inputs, which they can do later. Okay, so that's what's happening right here. You can also see it happening with the enemy as well. For example, down here, right here, I call upon the enemy object instead of location. I go to the string method, dunder method, right here, which I, again, fall upon the name, which is right here. Okay, so we're going to say hits is either how many hits does it take. So if the user's hit is greater than, wait, sorry, I'm trying to think this. So, I'm trying to think real quick. Guys, I think I made a mistake here. Think about it. I want to kill an enemy in the least amount of hits. Let's say I kill him with 3 hits, and he hits me 4 times. I hit him 3. I'm obviously going to kill him first. So you want the person with the least amount of hits to win, which is what I am. Okay, never mind. I did not make a mistake. I defined it in this one right here. I'll talk about that in a minute. So if the user has more hits it takes to kill the enemy, then it actually should say enemy wins. That was my mistake, because the person with the least amount of hits wins, not the person with the most amount of hits. Okay, same with this one right here. User.damage, same thing. same thing, blah, blah. But this time, if the user has less health, if the user takes less hits, then you'll say user wins. Beautiful. Okay, and let's say in an instance that they tie. Well, if they tie, then both the enemy and the user lose. Because I mean, in an ideal world, in most games, usually the first person would win. Think about it. You got John and Mary, let's say. They both have 3 health, and they each do 1 damage a hit. John starts first. John hits Mary. Mary now has 2 health. Mary now hits John, which is 1 health. John hits Mary, which is 1 health. Mary hits John for 0, and Mary wins. And they both had equal number amount. Obviously, I don't want to implement that here because I could define who would start, but I feel like it's a little unfair. Especially, I wouldn't even know how the user and the enemy would even determine who would start. So I'm just saying, if they're equal to each other, then they hit each other at the same time, and they both die. That's why I say, if it was a tie, it was a tie, so both the enemy, the user, lose, or lost. It was a tie, so both lost. Right here. Okay, and I'm just going to save that right here. Okay. Now, actually, let me just open up that. Sorry. I'm just going to get it open so I can show you guys the next one. So, nano, game.py. Beautiful. Okay, now let's move to the next one. So, nano, John's project.py. So, sorry. What the hell? Oh, shoot, I'm on the right directory. My bad, guys. So you have to go. It's in my downloads. So, downloads, cd, Python project, Python file. Sorry, and nano. Wyatt's game. Let's say Wyatt's game. Okay. So let's say. Okay. Let's look at this one first. So from game. So from this file, and I don't have to say game.py. I don't know why you don't have to say game.py, but it automatically does it. And if you say game.py, it'll give you an error. That's why you don't do that. So from this file, you want to import the class enemy, the class user, and the function fight right here. Okay, so now we've got those imported. Let's see what we do with them. So player 1, okay, that's an instance of the class, is equal to user, which is this class right here. So we got a user, and we have to use the first argument as this name, which is a string variable. So we say John. John is his first name right here. Then, how much damage does he do? I don't know how big you want to scale these numbers. I just had 100. It would make more sense if I did 10, or it doesn't really matter. So, here's 100 damage, and he has 40 health. And these are both integers, as you can see right here. Both integers. Okay, now monster, which is an instance of the class of enemy right here, which has the name bat. He does 100 damage, and they do 40, and they have 40 health. Obviously, returning none here. Okay, so now, so right now I'm printing the result of this function. So I made the 2 instances of this class, and I want these 2 people or person, I want them to fight. So I use the fight function right here. So fight in parentheses, obviously double right here. I fight the player, which is the user. Now, I had to learn how to access a class inside a function. And I pretty much guessed, but I got it right surprisingly. So right now, let's say I inputted, let's say player 1. Let's say I made a random thing right here. Let's say like J equals 7. Like if I went here and I put J right here, this would not work. Do you know why? Because J is not an object. You see in this function right here, user right here, I'm recalling if user.damage. So if J does not have a .damage on it, J is just equal to 7. J is not a class with all these things in it. J is just J. Well, J is equal to 7, sorry. And so if I did that, it would give me an error saying J is not an object and does not have damage in it. That's why this function has to take an object as an argument here. So let me just delete this. Delete this here and player 1. Okay, so I got these two objects. I'm importing these arguments here, and it's going through this one, and it's going to give me a result here. Now, right now, if you notice anything, these two are equal. So we already know it was a tie, so both enemies, both the user and the ties lost. So this is what's going to happen. So how do we, let's execute this so we can show you guys. Let me just execute this. So if I do python3, let's get that pi, you can see it returns right here. It was a tie, so both the bat and John lost. So if we go back into that file, you can see that these are equal to each other. But let's say player 1, let's say the user has a little less health than the bat. Let's say he has a little less health. Oh shoot, sorry. He has a little less health, so in theory he should lose because because he has less health, which means it takes less amount of hits to kill him, which means the monster should win in this case. Let me save this. So John, okay, that is completely wrong. The bat should have won there. Let me show you guys why. That was a mistake on my part. Don't know what I'm doing. Disregard what I said earlier. So like nano. Okay, so the player should have lost since he has less health, which means the monster takes less hits to kill him. But instead, let me go over here into this tab. But instead, it was the opposite, which should not be happening. So I guess I was right in the beginning. Yo, what the? Where did you put that? Okay. Okay, let me go down here. Okay. Okay, so I should return, I'm just going to switch these. So I return user wins. I'm just going to do enemy wins. So save that. Oh, shoot. Okay. Now let's try it again. Okay, the bat wins. Now let's try it the other way. Nano. Okay, let's say the player has more health, which means it takes more hits, which means the monster takes more hits to kill the player, which means the player can kill them in less hits. Let's do that right here. You can see, and John wins that round. Because you can see John has more health than the bat, with the same amount of damage. That is all, guys, for today's video. If you thoroughly enjoyed it, I will probably put a link to all this, in quotes, game engine. I'll be making, in quotes, updates just for fun. I'm going to make videos about it. If you guys like this video, just tell me if websites in the description, guys, if you want to see more fun projects. I build RC cars and firing systems, if you want to see that. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching.